6. Has no mercy on him who seeks sympathy from it, and has no power to relieve him who humbles himself before it, and yields himself to it. It meets its inhabitants with the hottest that it possesses, painful punishment and intense noxiousness. 31. I seek refuge in thee from its gaping-jawed scorpions, its scraping-toothed serpents, and its drinks, which tear apart the intestines and hearts of its inhabitants, and root out their marrows. I ask guidance from thee to that which will keep far from it and make it retreat. 32. O God, bless Muhammad and his household. Grant me sanctuary from it through the bounty of thy mercy. Release me from my stumbles through thy good releasing, and abandon me not, O best of the sanctuary granters. 33. O God, thou protectest from the disliked, givest the good, dost what thou wilt, and thou art powerful over everything. 7. 34. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, when the pious are mentioned, and bless Muhammad and his household as long as night and day come and go, with a blessing whose replenishment is never cut off, and whose number cannot be counted, a blessing that will fill up the air, and crowd the earth and the heaven. 35. God bless him until he is well pleased, and God bless him and his household after good pleasure, with a blessing that has neither bound nor utmost limit. O most merciful of the merciful. 1. Reference to the Quranic account of Iblis, in which Iblis asks from God and is given permission to try to lead his servants astray until the day of resurrection. 7. 14-18, 15. 36-43, 38. 79-86. 2. Reference to 59, 16. Like Satan, when he said to man, disbelieve. Then, when he disbelieved, he said, surely I am quit of you. Surely I fear God, the Lord of the worlds. Single quote. 1. O God, I ask from thee the best in thy knowledge. So bless Muhammad and his household, and decree for me the best. 2. Inspire us with knowledge to choose the best, and make that a means to being pleased with what thou hast decreed for us, and submitting to what thou hast decided. Banish from us the doubt of misgiving, and confirm us with the certainty of the sincere. 3. Visit us not with incapacity to know what thou hast chosen, lest we despise thy measuring out, dislike the place of thy good pleasure, and incline toward that which is further from good outcome, and nearer to the opposite of well-being. 4. Make us love what we dislike in thy decree, and make easy for us what we find difficult in thy decision. 5. Inspire us to yield to that which thou bringest upon us by thy will, lest we love the delay of what thou hast hastened, and the hastening of what thou hast delayed. Dislike what thou lovest, and choose what thou dislikest. 6. Seal us with that which is most praised in outcome, and most generous in issue. Surely thou givest generous gain, bestowest the immense, dost what thou wilt, and thou art powerful over everything. 1. 3. 26. 34. His supplication when afflicted. 34. His supplication when he was afflicted or saw someone afflicted with the disgrace of sin. 1. O God, to thee belongs praise for thy covering over after thy knowledge, and thy pardon after thy awareness. Each of us has committed faults, but thou hast not made him notorious, done indecencies, but thou hast not disgraced him, and covered over evil deeds, but thou hast not pointed to him. 2. How many are thy prohibited acts which we have performed, thy commandments of which thou hast told us, which we have transgressed, the evil deeds which we have earned, the offenses which we have committed. Thou seest them to the exclusion of all observers. Thou hast the power to make them public above all the powerful. By giving us safety thou hast veiled their eyes, and stoppled their ears. 3. So make the shameful things thou hast covered over, and the inward reality thou hast concealed, our admonisher, a restrainer upon bad character traits and committing offenses, and a striving toward the repentance that erases sins, and the praiseworthy path. 4. Bring the time of striving near, and visit us not with heedlessness of thee. Surely we are thy beseechers, the repenters of sins. 5. And bless thy chosen, O God, from thy creation, Muhammad and his descendants, the friends selected from among thy creatures, the pure, and make us listeners to them and obeyers, and set the millstone of thy vengeance, turning upon the heretics. 2. 4. O God, take away the barrenness of our lands with thy watering, dislodge the malice from our breasts with thy providing, distract us not from thee through other than thee, and cut none of us off from the stuff of thy goodness. For the rich is he to whom thou hast given riches, and the safe he whom thou hast protected. 5 No one has any defense against thee, nor any means to bar thy penalty. Thou decidest what thou wilt for whom thou wilt, and thou decreest what thou desirest, for any whom thou desirest. 6 To thee belongs praise for protecting us from affliction, and to thee belongs thanks for conferring upon us blessings, a praise which will leave behind the praise of the praisers, a praise which will fill the earth and the heaven. 7 Surely thou art the all-kind through immense kindnesses, the giver of abounding favors, the acceptor of small praise, the grateful for little gratitude, the beneficent, the benevolent, possessor of graciousness. There is no God but thou, unto thee is the homecoming. 3. 1. 2 Nor does anyone reach a degree in obeying thee, even if he strives, without falling short of what thou deservest because of thy bounty. 3 The most thankful of thy servants has not the capacity to thank thee, and the most worshipful of them falls short of obeying thee. 4 To none of them is due thy forgiveness through what he himself deserves, or thy good pleasure for his own merit. 5 When thou forgivest someone, it is through thy graciousness, and when thou art pleased with someone, it is through thy bounty. 6 Thou showest gratitude for the paltry for which thou showest gratitude. 1. And thou rewardest the small act in which thou art obeyed, so that it seems as if thy servants' thanksgiving, for which thou hast made incumbent their reward and made great their repayment, is an affair from which they could have held back without thee. And hence thou wilt recompense them, and whose cause is not in thy hand, and hence thou wilt repay them. 7 Nay, my God, thou hadst power over their affair, before they had power to worship thee, and thou hadst prepared their reward, before they began to obey thee, and that because thy want is bestowal of bounty, thy custom beneficent.